Tottenham were without to win in their last 5 Premier League games ahead of the visit of Manchester City, who began the day 7 behind the leaders Arsenal. Commentary from Jonathan Pitt.
A few things. We changed the system to a 4-4-2. That was one thing. We had to adjust the high pressure a bit, so we were even better on that, and we wanted the ball back there better. And then I think offensively, especially playing a little bit more behind them when we could, put them more under bigger pressure.
Criticism's been flying. It can't have been easy for you.
Oh, I preferred going more smooth. I think that's fair to say. We can create something magic together, the players and the fans, when we are united as we were, especially second half.
He stays so positive even when he could easily not be, after the first half, and not letting our heads drop. So yeah, he's been great, and obviously changed a couple tactical stuff, which obviously helped as well.
It's a game at this stage of the season, 2-0 up, at a team that's been struggling, that you needed to win?
Yeah, definitely would have helped our cause, but it's not over yet. 14 games to go, so anything can happen.
How much of a setback is this?
Well, yeah, we setback, but still we are there, and yeah, move on, move forward. So we're still 14 games out of points and thinking next one.
There's going to be hiccups, aren't there, for all the clubs? Hiccups, bumps in the road between now and the end.
But we'll see. We'll see.
It was a cracking game, wasn't it? And it was very much a game of two halves, with City dominant in the first.
They were composed, they were controlled, they looked dangerous. I thought Pep set them up really, really well. It didn't look like a team that had only won one of the last 5. They looked like a team on a mission who were trying to chase Arsenal down. But the way Pep set them up, I was really impressed with, and it caused Tottenham all sorts of problems. This is with the ball. Call it a 4-2-2-2. Is that enough twos?
Does that? Yeah.
Rodri and Bernardo Silva. You've got O'Reilly and Cherki coming in off those wide areas, and then the split strikers in Haaland and Semenyo. And this is a little warning, little sign of intent in the first minute. And the problem Tottenham had continually is they were being outnumbered. Now, without the ball, this was where it was clever. O'Reilly and Cherki tucked in next to Rodri. Bernardo Silva was allowed to jump and help the front two on the press because he's so good at it. Wins it off Basuma. Obviously, it's sloppy, but it's typical Bernardo Silva. And then Cherki, you keep seeing him in this inside right position where he gets the goal, where Udogie doesn't know whether to go in and get him. The centre-half isn't sure whether to come out and get him. Here we go again with the possession, with the ball. There's those positions, trying to create those little pockets of space. And when it goes in and they play these little triangles, you can see Basuma and Gallagher struggling. Do I press? Do I drop? Who's my man? Time and time again.
Because they're outnumbered.
Because they're outnumbered. And also, let's be fair to Tottenham, they're missing a lot of players who are playing out of position. They haven't played together, some of these lads, before, and that does come into play. But there again, Silva and Rodri trying to drag people out of those midfield areas to try and come and press them. They miss it out into Haaland. Cherki this time, again in that inside right position. Romero this time tried to go in and track him, but loses him. I mean, Cherki was outstanding in the first half. His skill, he's great to watch. I mean, you don't see it from this angle. It's a brilliant save from Vicario. And then the second goal, without the ball again. So here's the little tweak. Bernardo Silva jumps from that holding role, goes in nice and tight. You've got the two midfielders alongside Rodri there, nice and compact in the middle. And when Rodri wins it back, fires it into Bernardo Silva. Great little touch, 2-0. And then you think, how many?
Well, we did, didn't we, at half-time? We thought it might be 4 or 5 at that stage because they were that dominant.
It was too easy. I think, actually, I don't know what you think, Troy, but sometimes if you're so good in the first half, mentality drops for the second half and you think you've already won the game.
As a striker, you started to think, well, can I get 2, 3 or 4 in this moment? But again, you've got to give a little bit of credit to Tottenham. They did have a little tweak, which we're going to show in a minute. But for Man City, it was really, really poor. I thought they should really kick on. But now you're going to see the little changes that Thomas Frank talks to. But for me, the biggest change here, it's not very difficult, is play forward, run forward. Just keep an eye on Archie Gray at right back and keep an eye on Erling Haaland. Again, Erling Haaland is fantastic. But this has summed up the two teams to me. Look, play and go. Watch Haaland in the back there, just walking. Archie Gray powering forward now. This is at 2-0. They're winning first balls, they're winning second balls. They never won any of these 50-50s. As it breaks now to Udogie on his left-hand side, he gets a wonderful strike. Haaland, 18 seconds later, still hasn't made it to the halfway line. Now he has to run back because he knows. Again, it just showed a little signal of intent to what we was watching in there. Again, Mark Guiu, again, we've taught this as kids. Head it away. He does. He heads it into the area. O'Reilly and Nico Gonzalez are favourites to this. They're ahead of Conor Gallagher, but look at the difference. This is why they brought Conor Gallagher in. Runs over the 2 tackles. Now Solanke's going forward. Xavi Simons wants the ball. And what a finish that is, by the way. Again, he could have that 500 times more. He would never do it again. But he won't care. He did it this one time. Then Simons driving forward. Look, again, we don't really give him too much credit, but it's a wonderful striker's run now. Takes Mark out the way. Now they're going through. Should Simons give Odegaard a better ball? Yes. It doesn't matter. They're finishing the actions now. They're making City feel nervous, and this just encapsulates the whole thing. Archie Gray goes tight, playing right wing back, naturally a midfielder. Going against Marmouche. Look at the two here, Reinders and Haaland, complaining. We want the ball. Look at Xavi Simons on the opposite end. Give me the ball. Let's go and win. And that was all down to Thomas Frank, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for giving these players that confidence.
And that performance completely changed the atmosphere in the second half. So this is a very simplistic football fan question. Pass forward, run forward, win tackles and cross the ball, and it doesn't matter what the football club is, you will have your fans on side. Why don't they do it more often?
Well, I think sometimes nervousness can overtake you and you overthink what you're doing and you're too worried about tactics and staying in position and protecting what you've already got at the start of the game. I was at the Villa game in the FA Cup, actually, and they did the same. Poor in the first half, got outplayed. Same today. Second half, when you're losing, you play free. You've got nothing to lose. So the question mark is, why can't Tottenham players have that mindset and play with that freedom and that energy and that belief at the start of games? I think it will come the more good results they get like today.
Pep Guardiola, not in our interview, but in his Sky interview, was disappointed that the first goal was allowed to stand from Spurs with Solanke, who does catch Mark Gay. Where are you two on this?
It's a really weird one. I think with how the game's being ref now, we would argue, and at the time we all felt that it was a foul. But we're all glad for football that it's not a foul. Yeah. I think that the problem we're going to have now is that Solanke's clearly going to score. Mark Gea gets his foot across. And I think from a defender's point of view, for being fair, they'll say every time we do that, when it's roles reversed
on a striker,
it's always a penalty. So my only challenge to referees now is, I think you got that one right, but stop giving fouls now for the same thing in the opposite turn.
Because if it had been overruled, we would probably be sitting here tonight and there would probably be others going, well, you've re-reffed that. You've forensically frozen it to see who touched what and who kicked who, and that wasn't what it was in for. So sometimes they can't win, can they?
Well, it's a great point you make, and one of your few.
Thanks.
But I was thinking about
an hour of this show to go.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I would be angry if they disallowed that.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, it's like, that's what we want. We want to see sensible decisions. OK, you've got to use the law as well. But Troy is right. If you are on the City side and Pep sees that, he's thinking, hold on, I see penalties for this every week. So that's where they've got to find the balance. Be fair both ways.
Just a quick one on the title race. People keep going on about Arsenal's nervousness. Manchester City have now won 1 in 6 in the league.
I think we give Arsenal that because they haven't won it, right? And until they win it, that's going to be the constant question. But the one thing is, I can't see Arsenal losing 2 games. Never mind whether City can win out. I just can't see Arsenal.
Current form, can you see City closing a gap?
Not really, no. And they've got a tough one next week, haven't they, to go to Anfield? So, no, I think Arsenal are in real control now.
Right, next, Manchester United.